Well, hey, what is going on, everybody? And so, welcome to my tutorial this afternoon. In today's tutorial, we'll be going over Codebreaker and how you can use Codebreaker with your PS2 fake package file games that can be installed on your PS4. Now, I know there's a lot of new people out there that just joined the PS4 jailbreaking scene because of the higher firmware jailbreaks. So this tutorial is mainly for you guys, so you can get started on playing some PS2 games on your newly jailbroken PS4. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump in, guys, and get started. All right. Okay, guys, so we're going to start off with the computer portion of our tutorial here. And so there's a few things that you're going to need right off the bat, and that's this folder here, an all-in-one PS2 fake package cheats folder that you're going to download. I'm going to show you where you're going to download it here in a second. You also need a game. I'm sorry I can't tell you where to get games at. I'm pretty sure you know already, but yeah, you're going to need a game. And if you want to like kind of customize your fake package file, you can download box art and background image. I like to have mine nice looking, so when I boot it up. So that's that. So let's move on over to the website here. And so this is the MediaFire site. This is where you're going to download that all-in-one package here. Come over here to this pretty blue little download tab and click it, and you're all set. All right. As for the pictures, this is what I typed in: Mega Man X Collection PS2 pics. I mean, that's very simple. I just come through here, just picked what I wanted, right? Hopefully I don't get no copyright, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get out of that, and we will continue on. So what we're going to do next, guys, we're going to open up this PS2 load F folder. Okay, so what we're going to do in here, we got to extract all the contents of this ISO into this folder here. You can install in this cheats folder here, there is a ISO Buster install folder here that you can install ISO Buster, and you can extract the contents using that if you want to. But what I use is WinRAR. I used to use ISO Buster all the time, but I went with WinRAR this time. So I'll just come down here and extract files, and I'll mosey on down to where that particular folder's at. Right here. And I'll just hit OK and let it do its thing, guys. This is going to take a minute because this is like a 2.5 gig game, so I will cut this part out right here. Okay, guys, so we are done, and it's done extracting. So what we have to do now, guys, is we have to open up this CNF file here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to open it up with Notepad, and we're going to throw it over here. And what we need to do here, guys, we have to rename this right here. If you leave this the same, if you go to boot your game up, it's going to actually boot your game up instead of booting into the ULaunch ELF, which we need to do. So what we need to do here, guys, is click on that, hit rename, and copy this whole thing here. And come over here and paste it right here. If you don't do this, guys, you're not going to be able to use Codebreaker. It'll boot right straight into the game. Alright, so you have to change that. Alright, so we'll save this bad boy here. And so now what we have to do, we'll go back out of this, and we need to go into this CD DVD generator folder, and we need to boot this program up. Okay. So now what we have to do, we're going to create a new project here, guys. So we're going to click OK with that. This is very important here, depending on the size of your game. If you have a game that's 700 megabytes or smaller, you're going to choose CD-ROM. If it's any bigger than that, you're going to choose DVD-ROM. My game is like a 2.5 gigs, so I'm going to have to go with DVD. Alright, so I'm going to click OK. And now, right here, we have to go back out of this folder here, go back into that PS2 load.elf where we extracted that ISO. What we want to do is highlight all this, and we want to bring it over to the root right here, guys, and just let it go. Okay. So we're going to bring this back over here. And what we need to do now, well, hold on a second. Let me leave it over here for a second. And what we need to do now, since we got that in there, go to volume. And right here in the disk name, we want the we gotta copy this SLUS, well, the game ID basically. So we're just going to type that in, guys. And that is not the ID. It's not SLUD, it's SLUS. 1370. As for the producer name, it's going to be PlayStation. License area, depending on what game that you downloaded. I downloaded the USA version of the game. If you downloaded the PAL version, you're going to pick Europe. But okay, we're going to go to America. You don't have to do anything down here. It's all good. Alright, so now what we got to do, I'm going to mosey this thing over here. Go up here to File, bring down this window here, and what we want to do is export IML file. And we're going to, it's already selected here, Mega Man X. I'm gonna dump it over here, guys. All right, so I'm just gonna name it MMX for Mega Man X, and we're just gonna save it right in there. And as you can see, it popped up over here. We have an IML file and an IMS file. Save changes? Nope. Okay, so now we're gonna back out of that, guys, and we're going to go up here to the CDBD IML to ISO folder here. And we're going to boot this program up. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do, guys, we got to go here and we gotta load this IML file here up into this program. So what we want to do is go to Open. There's our file right there. We're going to click on that and we're going to hit Open. And now you simply come over here and hit this IML to ISO tab and just let it do its thing. It's going to take a minute, guys, so I am going to skip this over. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys, so we're just about done here. Alright, so we got an image burn sound thing going on there. Sounds just like image burn. But anyway, so we're good with there, guys. We can close this out. And here's our newly packed ISO. I guess you can say packed, I don't know. But we don't need none of this junk no more here. We can just delete those two. And there we go. So now we're going to convert this over into an installable package file for the PS4. So let's go back out of that. And there's actually two programs here. I got this one here. the PS2 to PS4. This is something I just downloaded. I never used it, so don't even ask me. It looks pretty simple, straightforward, but I'm not used to the layout, so I'm gonna go with the one I always use here. We're gonna load this, boot this one up, and as you can see, guys, you can actually load up to 5 discs on this thing. I have yet to load 2 discs, but just a little info. If you do add 2 discs, if it is like a 2-disc game or whatever, you want to come down here. It says reset on disk change. You don't want to reset the emulator. You want to uncheck that. If you have 2 different games here, guys, then you would want to have this checked off where it resets and boots the other game up. Okay, I'm just running that by you. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to load this newly packed ISO here up into this program. So we're going to check it out. We're going to highlight it here and open it up. So if we would have loaded this one up, it would have had the right title. I mean, it would have had the title down here and all that stuff. But since we modified it a little bit, it goes with this junk here. So what we have to do now, I remember the number. Let me just go ahead and put it in. SLUS 21370, and what I want to do now, we just want to rename, just to copy the name here. We're going to paste it right in there just like that, nice and beautiful. Alright, so now we're going to load up our pictures here. This is our icon picture, which is the box art. And we're going to load up our startup image. So when we boot the game up, it actually it'll show this picture before it boots up. Okay. Right here, we don't have to do anything here. It's for advanced users only. I'm not that advanced yet, but I never needed to use it. As for graphics, it's pretty cool. You have up rendering right here. You have upscaling here. You got a few options there that you can choose from. I always leave it on edge smooth. Display mode, I always do the 16:9. I don't usually do the full. And as for shaders, I use the PS4 shaders, so I don't need to check the scan lines. I just leave it at none, but you can if you want. And sometimes this will be green here at the widescreen patches. Availability will be green, and you can just check this off and use widescreen patches if you want. And so yeah, that's it. None of this stuff is really important, whatever. But now just go ahead and you can create your package file. Invalid. Let me see what this means. NP title. So I left the number off. Thank you for reminding me, program. Thank you. You are all right. Okay, so let's go back and we'll hit create package, and I wanted to be created in this folder here, so I'm just going to mosey on down to Mega Man X folder right here. Hit OK and just let it do its thing, guys. And I'm going to skip this part over, and I'll see y'all in a sec. Okay, guys, so we are done, and I kind of forgot to mention something to you with this right here. You can actually just take your regular game. I think I did mention it, but I can't remember. Anyway, you can take a regular PS2 game, load it up in here, and create a package file. You don't have to do all this other junk and have to use a modified ISO. Just running that by you. But let me do a little verification here. Let me see what she looks like. Oh yeah, she's beautiful. All right. So far so good, guys, and we'll throw that out. And now you just have to load it up on your PS4. You can have a if you use a thumb drive, you have to format it to exFAT, copy it over, and when I get to the PS4, I'll show you how you're gonna use the package installer. But I don't do it that way, guys. I leave the ISO on my computer, and what I do, and I might have to make a tutorial on this, but it's very a whole lot easier in my opinion. Come over here and I'll click this here, open this up, and what I do, I direct this to this package file. So if I come in here, you can just highlight where this package file at and say OK, and that's your directory right there. And what you do, just hit add packages, so it's going to load this package up into here, and you just start your web server. And now I'll go on my PS4 and I use an Ethernet cable connecting my computer to my PS4, and I'll install it from there. Alright, so let's head on over to the PS4 portion of our tutorial and let's get installing this joker. Alright. Okay guys, so this is the final part of our tutorial and we're here on the PS4 ready to install a game. That's right. So if you've copied your package file over to an exFAT formatted USB device, guys, all you have to do pretty much is just go up to the gold hen option up here, hit the X button to go into it, go into your debug settings, go into your package installer, the very top option. Your game should show up here, hit the X button, and you're good to go. It'll be installing. As for me, like I said guys, I have a Ethernet cable connected from my PC to my PS4, so I'm actually sharing the package file between the two, and so I use the Homebrew store to do that. And so I'm going to go down to the Homebrew store here, and I'm going to boot it up. Okay, so there's my game there. This game is actually on my PC, and so I'm going to install it from my PC using an Ethernet cable. So I'm going to hit the X button. It is 2.3 gigs in size. I'm going to go ahead and hit the X button again, and that should start the installing process. So, like I said guys, this is a whole lot easier. I might do a tutorial on this. And doing it this way, that way you don't have to download the game, do all that mess, then copy it over to a USB and then hook it up and install it. You can just share the file between your computer and your PS4 and you're good. So this is going to take a minute guys, so I'm just going to skip this part over and I will see y'all in a bit. Alright. Alright guys, so we're just about there. Okay, the installation is complete. There's our notification there, so we're good. Now we'll just back out of this. There's our game there. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my folder for safekeeping. I got another, well, I've got another Mega Man over here. I'm going to put it with this other Mega Man right here. Let's set it right there. Alright. Now we'll just boot it up from here. Okay, so every time you boot this game up, this is where it's going to take you. It will launch the U-Launch ELF. And what you want to do is hit the O button, and you want to navigate to the CDFS folder. Now there's one or two things you can do here, guys. You can boot up into the Codebreaker, or you can go straight into the game. So if you just want to bypass booting up Codebreaker, just mosey all the way down here to your game ID, hit the O button, and you're good to go. You're going straight to the game. If you want to use Codebreaker, go all the way up, and you'll have this ELF folder at the top. You want to go into that, highlight your codebreaker.elf file, and hit the O button. Okay, so it's asking us if we want to save the configuration. Yes, we do. We want to hit the X button to continue. And we want to go over to the cheats option here. And now we're going to navigate to our game, which is Mega Man right here. So here's all of our games, 2, 3, 1 through 6. This here, guys, is basically for it's like gallery codes or whatever. I'm not gonna mess with that. But the game that I'm gonna mess with is Mega Man X4. It's one of my favorite ones. I just want to run something by you real quick, guys. If you hit the X button and highlight this here, just let you know that right where it says down there at the bottom, it says you done selected 40 cheats. So you just you just enabled all the cheats within this option here. So you don't want to really do that. I mean, you can, but I don't like to do that. So to go into this option, use your D-pad and hit the right side of the D-pad. That'll take you into it. You want to enable this here. That's got to be enabled. And what I'm going to do, as for weapons, I'm going to choose all weapons. I'm going to highlight that one. And also, I'm going to do this invincibility thing, this enable and disable here. We're going to try that. Okay, so now to get out of this option here, you want to hit left, or you can hit start to go completely out of it, but you can hit left on the D-pad to go out right here, and then you just hit start to go back out of it. And you come over here, you hit start. It should boot you right back up into U-Launch ELF. Hit the X button again. And so now we're going to hit the O button, go back down to CDFS, and go all the way down to your game ID, and hit the O button to boot the game up. And you're good to go. And so we're going to skip a lot of this cutscenes and stuff like that. We're going to go to X4. We're going to skip that. We're going to skip this. We'll skip that. Okay. So let's see if we got all weapons. And we do. There's all of our weapons there, guys. What about, we're going to see if we got invincibility here. Alright, so we don't have it yet. And we're going to hit left and right. And now we're invincible. The thing about that is, you don't really want to use this, I guess, because when you hit the L button, you're changing weapons. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it does work. So let's change it back. And we shouldn't be invincible now. Yeah, there we go. We'll go back to invincibility here because I wanted to show you guys something else. Alright, so what you can do now, guys, you can hit the home button. I want to show you some scan lines. If you go out, if you go up to your gold hen, go to game overlay, scan lines. You can check scan lines and you can actually choose between 1 through 5 the intensity of the scan lines. I always leave it like on 3 or whatever. But you can go back and you now have like scan lines going on, which I love. I mean, I use scan lines on like the new games because the new games are like, they're so sharp it hurts my eyes, so I kind of bring that intensity down a little bit. And on the older games, all the the pixels, it kind of smooths the pixels out. So I'm a scan line guy. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, that's it, guys. It does work, and so that's the end of the tutorial. And I appreciate you guys watching. I hope it helped you out to get some PS2 games up and running on your PS4. Like I said, you don't have to use the Codebreaker. You can use that program. Just download an ISO and load it up into the PS2 to PS4 program and do it that way. I got a lot here. All of these don't have Codebreaker. Just a select few. Grandia 2 has Codebreaker, and all that stuff. This is actually one game I'm working on right now, the Ark of Nepishtim. I don't have Codebreaker on this. I'm going straight through it. But anyway, enough of that. I'm getting off subject. But I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, guys, keep gaming, and I will see you on the next one. That's right. Oh, yeah.